know what time it is.
How it all works.
Come on.
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 It's always good to be back on the channel where it all started, where it all began. How it all works. What's good, family? It's a Monday night. This is out of our normal routine and rhythm. I see we got folks in the chat already. 11 of you hanging out with us tonight. Love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, and love it again. Let me see what else we got here. Let me push this over some so that I can see what I got. Okay. We got comments coming through. Gary Jones is on the live with us. Ray Davis says, good evening, checking in from Jayville. I hope that everyone is having a wonderful evening. Thank you. Yeah, man. I see Gary has put it in the comments already, letting people know that we are on Amazon as well. And I'm checking for my Amazon comments. I need to refresh to make sure that I'm getting those comments. I totally forgot. Gary, if you didn't say something, I don't think I would have remembered, man. So that's pretty awesome. Oh, I see them. I see them now. Cool. Let's put that up. Let's get that there. All right. Amazon comments should be flowing in. Oh, Egu Wangpa says, G Jones, what's good, man? Thank you so much, Egu, for coming through. Salida Harp says hello from Maryland. Thank you, Salida. I haven't seen you in a minute. Thank you for coming through. Ready to hang out with the fam tonight. Flying Possum just came through. Flying Possum on Amazon is with us, and Flying Possum was one of the winners from our giveaway on Friday, I believe it was. So you should be getting something in the mail pretty soon, or in your email pretty soon. I don't think it went out yet. But you should be getting something pretty soon. Listen, I am excited for tonight. I am excited. I don't have any news for you. I don't have, we're kind of out of our normal rhythm because this is not a normal show. Actually, normally we would have taken this week off, but I decided, man, it's Cyber Monday. I already did one live show earlier today on Amazon. I needed to do another, but I said, let me give my YouTube fam, my Facebook fam, a little something. I wanted to give you guys a little something. So I want to talk tonight about Christian content creation. Christian content creation. Like, what a title. I am excited about this one. This is a topic of conversation that I have had multiple times over the past few months, I should say. Especially leading up to my new assignment. Anybody in the house know about the new assignment? Thank you so much. But yeah, especially leading up to the new assignment, several conversations around the concept of what is a Christian content creator? Like what is it? And in fact, the real question is, what is the difference between a Christian content creator and just a general content creator? Or is there one? We're going to dive into all of it tonight, man. 24 of you guys hanging out with us over on Amazon. Let me see what we got. 16 of you guys hanging out with on the socials, right? The social platforms. I love it. And I want to hear from you. If you're hanging out with me tonight, listen, I don't have a guest. You are my guest. So we're going to chop it up together. What is your thoughts? Give me some feedback, man. What do you think about this whole thing of content creation? And yeah, what are your thoughts on this thing? I'm looking at, let's go move that down one. And I'm not even going to play the intro. I'm just going to go straight into the presentation. Christian content creators. How does it work? How does it work? You like how I spelled E right there? How does it work? Hey, Sasha Shea says, good night to you as well. Thank you so much for coming through. We appreciate you. Definitely appreciate you. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. I'm going to shift our comments over here just a little bit so that we have those in the kind of the right space. All right, that should do it right there. Then let's lock that back. Listen, we don't have a guest tonight, so we're going to do it the way we do it. 11 of you guys, look, my numbers went down. I understand. It's not for everybody. Sasha Shea says, I think, I'm butchering that name. I think it's those who choose to uphold the standard of God while creating their content. That's a good, first stab, right? That's a really solid answer, Sasha Shea. Those who uphold the standard of God while creating their content. Like, we want to go through several examples tonight, and then we're going to come back to this question. But I'm hoping you guys will stick around for the ride. 15 of you guys on the live with us tonight. Hoping you guys will stick around for the ride. Laz Curry is here. What is up, man? Let's go, brother. Excited for this. Oh, man. Listen, I should have brought you on for the show. But no. I'm excited for this as well. Ray Davis. Okay, very excited about tonight's topic. A remote producer and content creator for my church. It's extremely hard with YouTube algorithm. Listen, we're going to dive into all of the things. I do have a presentation. It's just very short. I just want to, we're going to dive into 3 different content creators, and we're going to just look at them. We're going to ask ourselves a couple of different questions, right? Let me make sure I know what the questions are. Because I was about to say, no, two very simple questions. What is working for them? That's the first piece of question we want to ask about each of them. All right. We're going to start with how are they described? What's working for them? And what's the takeaway? Those are the 3 things we're going to ask ourselves about all 3 of the content creators that I'm going to bring on screen. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me tonight. For my Amazon folks, we're going to get to the stuff in the carousel right now. I'm highlighting the MV7X. That's the microphone that I'm talking into right now. There are lights on the floor that I have in the carousel. There are mics behind me, lights behind me that are in the carousel as well. Have any questions about those, go ahead and put them in the chat. Put a Q in front of your question. But we're going to get into these questions about Christian content creators. How does it work? How does it work? And so I want to go to my first content creator is a lady by the name of Sadie Robertson. I totally forgot about this slide. What's the difference? What's the difference? You see, this is what happens when you don't. I do have this in my notes, actually. Look at that. What's the difference, y'all? Christian content creator versus content creator. What is the difference? And some of you guys have already answered this question. You've answered it from the perspective of this is what a Christian content creator is. But this question particularly says, what's the difference? What is the difference between Christian content creator and a regular, like Anthony, what makes a Christian a content creator Christian or content Christian? Like, is it the person or is it their content? You see the tension there, because some people say that I'm a Christian content creator, but my content is about live streaming. But then I am a Christian and I am a content creator. So does that make me a Christian content creator? You see, this is where the, I don't want to say tension, but this is where, we try to balance. It's like, well, so because the question for most believers is, if they are not preaching the gospel in their content, then is it Christian content creation? And I listen, I already have a very serious stand on this thing. So I want to hear. So Sasha Shea says a mix of both, honestly, content and person, right? Anthony says it's a mix of both. It's how they put their faith first. Ray Davis also agrees it's both. Content may integrate faith-based information or principles. Content may, okay, all right. Listen, we getting some real serious answers out here now. It's getting real. Christian content creator versus content creator. What's the difference? What's the difference? And so with that said, let's go to our first person. This is Sadie Robertson. Sadie Robertson. Okay, so Sadie Robertson, if you've ever heard of a TV show, now I personally have not watched this TV show. I did not know she was on this TV show at all, actually. I know her from the second TV show I'm going to name, but if you've ever watched a show called Duck Dynasty, or if you've ever watched a show called Dancing with the Stars, now Dancing with the Stars is where I know her from, then you probably know who Sadie is, right? You probably know her from either one of those platforms. And so here's the blurb I found on her website. Though she gained a platform through those shows, Sadie utilized those platforms, that prominence, that platform, to become a motivational speaker, an author, and founder of a blog called Live Original, which exists to equip its readers to step into their God-given purposes. Sadie's YouTube channel is just one of the many outlets she uses to encourage others to boldly point towards God. Now, can you be a Christian content creator without being a Christian? Irving Fryer is asking a very pointed question. Can you be a Christian content creator without being Christian? That's a serious question. I don't pretend to have the answer to all this stuff. I'm simply going to show you 3 content creators, and we're going to ask ourselves 3 things. How are they described? And so here we've already looked at how Sadie is described. And now the question is, what's working for her? What's working for her? Look, 4.9 million followers on Twitter, 566,000 subscribers on YouTube, 1.7 million followers on Facebook. Something is working. That's Irving Fryer, the pastor. Something is working. Something is working for Sadie Robertson. And so she has used her platform from these very, well-known shows that are in culture to jump off what she wanted to do. So she has her platforms, and her platforms are non-church related. This is what's working for her. I want you to follow me. Let's go through this trajectory. She used her platforms and in the spotlight to tell people a little bit about who she is, and who she is includes Jesus. Her story, which is something people want more of. When you're on a show and people follow you after the show, outside of the show, they want to know more about you. And part of her story, in fact, central to her story, as the way she says it, is Jesus. So she used this to point people to her faith. I think about another person that has been in the news recently, Letitia Wright. Letitia Wright is the actor from Wakanda Forever, the actor named Shuri in that movie, and she's the main actor in this blockbuster hit. Letitia Wright has been very outspoken about her faith. In fact, there's a Bible app that hey, what's going on, Jovan Jackson? There's a Bible app that I do the devotional in there every morning. And I like to watch the video devotional one, with the text for the day. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with this thing. But Letitia Wright actually did one of the devotionals in the Bible app. Like Shuri, her real name is Letitia Wright, in real life is a Christian. She's an actor. She's a content creator. Yes, Chelsea's live line says YouVersion Bible app. Absolutely. That the video is clutch. You see, Anthony say it as well. She's a actor, AKA content creator. Her content is not Christian, but she is. Sasha Shea says YouVersion is great. Listen, I love YouVersion. Content may integrate faith-based information or principles. This is what Gary Jones is saying. YouVersion is great. Listen, so Sadie and Letitia have platforms, and then from their platforms, they're able to share. This is, if you want to know a little bit more about me, here's who I am. Like, is that okay as a Christian content creator? I believe this is something that is working. And here is the takeaway, at least my takeaway. I don't know what yours is going to be. I'm trying to move a little bit quicker. We got 24 people on the live tonight. I'm excited about that. 20 people on Amazon. Sadie Robertson and Letitia Wright asked themselves, why was I given this platform? How can I use this platform or whatever God has given me to meet needs and to point people to Jesus? To meet needs and to point people to Jesus. Thank you so much for coming through, G. Albert. I always love to see you come through, man. It's been a little bit. This is what they asked themselves, and what their answer is evident in what they've created. Now, Letitia Wright, she hasn't really created any platforms or anything. I simply used her as an example. But Sadie Robertson, I don't know if you followed, and you may not subscribe to her particular version of faith. I don't know. I'm simply saying, here is a Christian content creator. With these numbers on screen, it is evidenced that something is working. And I would submit to you that both her and the other person we spoke about ask themselves simply, why was I given this platform? Oftentimes when I get a chance to sit with content creators, especially the creators of faith, they're stuck in this space trying to, it's almost like the idea is, I have nothing and I'm starting from zero. And I have no influence, and I have no following, and I'm gonna grit my teeth. I'm gonna put my muscle into it. I'm gonna put my shoulder to the wall, and I'm gonna work. Sometimes you can take what is already working and simply give your audience more of you. Because more of you means understanding who you are. And if Christ is a part of who you are, then that's going to be the secret sauce that you're going to sprinkle throughout your content. Even if your content is about live streaming, like me. Okay. All right. Let's get another example. I see Anthony is putting that 100 in the comments. Let's get another example. I know some of you are going to jump out of your seat when I say this one, because some of you got to be like, what? Is that really content creation? And the answer is yes. The answer is yes. This is the question here. This is the takeaway that what is your platform and how can you use it? I want to make sure that you get these tips, these takeaways. This is a question you want to ask yourself, even as you go away tonight, even as you leave this live stream and you say to yourself, I wonder what exactly was Kirk talking about? This is it right here. I was asking you to ask yourself, what is your platform? Sharing personal testimonies and the biblical principles that help individuals overcome and grow is hard to ignore. Janelle Peters, I agree with you. I especially agree with the latter portion of your statement. Sharing personal testimonies. Well, that's probably the beginning part, but the principles that help individuals overcome and grow, things that help me overcome and grow, it's hard to ignore. Especially when you share it in question. Is this tip number 2 or 2+? This is tip number 1. Especially when you share it in a way that people can resonate. When people can see themselves in your story and you say to them, this is how I was able to grow. No. This is how I was able to overcome and grow. That is a story people are drawn to every single time. I would have completely agree with that. Janella Peters. Sorry for butchering your name there. All right. Tip number 1, let's all ask ourselves the question, what is the existing platform that you currently have? Maybe you're a teacher and your platform is the students in your classroom. This is a platform. This is an audience that you can pour into that no one else can. Maybe you're a mechanic and your platform are the clients whose cars you work on. The truth of the matter is, just because you haven't been on Duck Dynasty and Dancing with the Stars or acted in Wakanda Forever and Black Panther does not mean you do not have a platform. You have a platform. The question is, how can you use it? I don't recommend to folks to start from zero. I recommend people to take a look at all the things that are in their story, things that are in their lives, and see, that's it right there, Sasha Shea, to see the influence that you already have. Because everyone has influence. Now, let's take a look at this next content creator. Yeah. You didn't think we were going to be able to get through an entire, true, we definitely all have a platform, big or small. You didn't think we were going to get through this entire thing without talking about The Chosen. Like, this is a masterclass on content creation from a Christian perspective, and they're killing the game. The leader or the student or guest. That's really good, G. Albert. Leader, student, or guest. That's really good. Chosen. Let's first at the first question we're asking for all 3 of these content creators tonight. This is our second content creator we're talking about, and this is The Chosen. How is it described? The first ever multi-season series about the life of Jesus. Okay, that's interesting. A charismatic fisherman struggling with debt. A troubled woman wrestling with demons, a gifted accountant ostracized from his family and people. In this groundbreaking first season of The Chosen, see how Jesus reaches each of these and more as he works his first miracles and embarks on his ministry to change the world. See him through the eyes of those who knew him. Here's another description. Sounds like real life matters. Exactly. The Chosen carries the character development of House of Cards or The Crown, but with an authenticity to the biblical narrative like nothing I've ever witnessed in faith-based media. These are how they're described, and I want to set the backdrop with those. And now for our question: what is working for The Chosen? What's working for them? 23 of you guys hanging out with us on the live tonight. 24 on Amazon. What is working for The Chosen? Like, here's the list that I came up with, because time is of the essence. I want to make sure that we're not here for 2 hours. Here's the list I came up with. What's working for them is, number one, their background. They have a background in media and film. This project, The Chosen, is not their first media project. Sasha Say says, we can see ourselves in the stories. Laz Curry says, relatable. Sasha Say says, relatability. Daryl Palmer says, I think it's because they are showing authentic stories. Man, guys, you guys are nailing it. 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 Hey, Daryl Palmer, thank you so much for coming through, Doc. I don't think I've seen you on the live before. What is working for The Chosen? Okay, background in media and film. And there's a reason why I'm sharing that. You're going to see it in a second. Background in content creation. I want to say that Daryl Eves, who is the, I don't know what his title is for The Chosen. I know, we all know Dallas Jenkins is the main guy, but Daryl Eves is like, I don't know if there was a secondary main guy. I don't know. But Daryl Eves, if you know him, if you've never Googled him, this guy has multiple successful YouTube channels. This guy has a history in content creation. I want you to think about this for a second. So you got a guy who has worked in the film industry, co-producer. Thank you, Laz Curry. You got a guy who's worked in film and media and in Hollywood, major projects, things that have gone to the big screen. Yes, this is his background. So you have their background is these two things: content creation, media and film. Content creation, media and film. This is their background. I want to give you just think about this. This is their background. This is their, I like to say this term, this is their lived experience. This is what God has enabled them to have expertise in: content creation, media, and film. Then they take the greatest story ever told. If you ask me what's working for them, they literally take the greatest story ever told, make it into a play, and they do this at their church. That the way that they describe the story, they had a burning desire to make it bigger, but they didn't know how. So they decided to crowdsource that thing. Y'all, I want you to understand that The Chosen is a masterclass on how this thing can be done. It's a biblical view through the eyes of disciples and demons/sins that everyday Christians have trouble with each day. See, we can touch it, we can taste it, we can feel it. When we watch it, we're not really watching something far-fetched. We're watching ourselves. What's working for them? Timing. The pandemic. I found out about the Chosen during the pandemic. I wish I could tell you I was one of those that was on it from when they did The Shepherd. I was not. I did not know about The Shepherd. I found out about it after season 1 was done, but they were doing this Easter special where they were doing a live stream literally every day leading up to Easter during 2020, I think it was. And season 2 had not dropped yet, but it was coming out. So the Easter was the release for season 2. And I that's when I came across it, and we were riveted. But timing, because my story is not unique. Many people came across it at that time as well. So what's working for them? Live shows, behind the scenes videos, full-time content creator on team, and that person's whole purpose is to create content from being on set and share that with folks on YouTube. Their entire system is fully democratized. And so here are the takeaways, because you guys have said some really great things here. Chosen is the best Life of Jesus series ever. Robert Kennedy says. They did a live every day leading up to the main film. They did. They did a live every day that Easter week leading up to season 2. There's so much more I could pull from here, but I want to keep moving. But I could not have this conversation about Christian content creation and not talk about The Chosen. But The Chosen literally could have been just a show by itself. Word of mouth, shareability of content. Yeah. Has anybody said that you can't pay for it yourself? The way that it's funded, they make the product free, but if I want to pay for myself to watch it, I can't. It literally says underneath the bottom, if you're watching in the app, who paid for you to be able to watch it? It's ingenious because they're hitting people on so many different angles. Content creation, man. I really wish I'm devolving now. Their characters are super well developed. Their model is bananas. Listen, this thing is, I'm telling you, it's a masterclass. It is a masterclass. Look at their numbers. Let's look at their numbers. 924,000 followers on Facebook. I think that's Facebook. No. That's Instagram at the top. Facebook is in the middle. That's over 1 million. TikTok is that bottom one right there, and that is 215,000. I think they're still fairly new on TikTok. And then on YouTube, they've 1.8 million subscribers. Laura Williams says, I miss your late night Friday talks. So good. Oh, we still do them, Laura. We did one this past Friday night. We've been doing them for the past couple months, and there will be one this coming Friday night. So those Friday night talks are still there. You just need to tune in. Here's a takeaway. Here's the takeaway for The Chosen. What has God placed on your heart? And are you willing? The takeaway for me for The Chosen is that they made this play, and there was a burning desire to share the entire story in a way that their gifting, training, and life experiences uniquely qualified them to do. What has God placed on your heart to do? Are you willing to take the step/walk of faith required to bring the impossible to reality? Are you willing to take the step of faith to bring the impossible? Because when they did the Shepherd as a play at their church and people said, you've got to make this into the full series, they said, that's impossible. We would need millions of dollars per episode. And God said, watch me work. Christian content creation isn't just the content. Christian content creation is the full life cycle. Like, if you were ever to get with me and say, Kirk, what in the world? How did you create How It All Works? I would tell you, man, my back was against the wall. I had no way out. I saw no options except success, because I couldn't go anywhere but up from there. I had put in my 4-week notice at my job, and they asked me to leave immediately. I thought that I would have time to transition. I thought I would have time to, test the waters. I thought I would have time to train someone else. I thought they would ask me to extend for another 4 weeks. They asked me to pack my stuff and leave that day. Christian content creation is a lot of the times the faith journey that it took to press record. The faith journey it took to believe in yourself enough that I have value to share. That I have something of worth that will impact people's lives, that God is going to bless my loaves and fishes and make it into something amazing. Christian content creation. What has God placed on your heart? And let me be clear. If it doesn't seem impossible, I doubt that it's God. Yeah, Ray Davis, yeah. Christian content creation. What has God placed on your heart? Okay. Here's my last one. My last creator. My last example. Right. So number one, first question was, what is your platform? All right. That was your first question. What is your platform? The second question is, what has God placed on your heart? Now, let's take a look at this final creator. Brothers and sisters. See, the other two were very, very clear. Like, oh, Sadie Robertson, Duck Dynasties. Oh yeah, those guys are believers. Oh yeah, she's a speaker. She's an entrepreneur. She's an author. She actually, I watched a video of her yesterday speaking at a church somewhere. She preaches. So now you're asking yourself, Kirk, why in the world do you have Think Media up on screen? I thought we were talking about Christian content creators. So let's go through our questions. How are they described? All right. This is what we're going to ask. How are they described? All right. Come on, Anthony already knows. How are they described? We are a team of content creators bringing you weekly tech reviews, camera tutorials, and YouTube growth videos. Whether you are just starting on YouTube or have been at it a while, we have you covered with helping you take your channel to the next level. Sasha Shea is asking the question, wait a minute. Is that what Think was supposed to mean? I'm going to read the next one. Here's the next. I'm pulling this directly, Sasha, I'm pulling this directly from their YouTube description. Okay. Our mission, listen to the verbiage, is our mission here at Think Media is to help 10,000 purpose-driven entrepreneurs go full-time doing what they love and making an impact through the power of video. Weekly tips plus tools for building your influence online. That's how they describe themselves. And I couldn't agree with you more, JJSC Tech. They are absolute juggernauts in helping people to get themselves off the ground and for leveling up, no matter what stage of your content creator journey you are in. And that's the point. So let's ask ourselves the second question. What's working for them? Number one, they've put in the work. If you understand and know Sean Cannell, you know his story, you know from whence they've come, the old days when he was creating videos. I mean, some of those videos are horrible, but he put in the work and he was consistent. So what's working for them? They have done the work. They're consistent. They were nimble. They shifted to become a resource center rather than content creators. I don't know if anybody else recognizes that. Like these guys, they're no longer just creating content. Yes, they're creating content, but they are a resource center. So they are helping other people create content. So it's super subtle, purpose-driven, impact. Come on, Sasha Shay, but not flat out say anything. Ray Davis says, yes, yeah. Some of you are kind of catching it. Some of you are catching it. These guys brought in people who share their vision and will work in their gifting. Okay. Share their vision and work in their gifting. Here's my takeaway for Think Media. Think Media is sharing what they learned yesterday with us today and have made it their mission to help others gain independence and influence with these skills. So my question to you is, what are you learning? What process have you documented? What experiences have given you perspective and insights others would want to know? Is there a skill you can teach? And who says you can't get paid? Now, you may ask the question, are they Christian content creators or no? We're right back at the beginning. Are they Christian content creators or no? Guys, I haven't said anything overt about Think Media preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ in their content. I have not. How many people are watching right now? 21 of you guys. Seeing a need and providing a service to help others to fulfill their dreams. Come on, Ray Davis. You're starting. I think you're getting this thing. I went to, I can't remember the name of the conference. It was a Think Media conference a year or two ago. I decided to invest in myself, as everyone should. I decided I'm going to invest in myself. I'm going to go to this Think Media conference. It was a pretty penny. It was a pretty penny. And because it was a pretty penny, your boy blocked out his calendar for both days. Even though it was virtual, I blocked out my calendar. I decided I will not have any distractions. I attended that conference from morning to night. I literally have 20 pages of notes. I have used those. I referred to those notes multiple times over the years, but I went to their conference. I remember after the first day, Grow with Video Live. Yes, thank you. After the first day, Anthony, I remember they made an announcement at the end of the first day. I want you to catch this, Sasha Shay. At the end of the first day, they said, hey, we have a bonus section tomorrow morning. We're supposed to start at 9, but we'll be starting at 8. You don't have to come to the bonus session, but if you want to understand the real secret to how we're able to do what we do, then come for the 8 o'clock session. So your boy Kirk was in the 8 o'clock session because I wasn't about to miss that. I said, you giving away secrets? Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I will be there with bells on. There's a blessing in the bonus. I said, listen, they going to give away the bonus. I need to be there. I showed up at 8 o'clock the next morning. There are thousands of people registered for this conference, y'all. Thousands of people showed up the next morning early because they wanted to understand if Sean Cannell, with the measure of success that he has experienced, let me go back. I don't know if you can see these numbers. 116 followers, 2.25 million subscribers, 119,000. If Sean Cannell with his level of experience and expertise and success, if he is saying the real secret, like the whole day were gems upon gems upon gems, I could not write or type fast enough. And he says, tomorrow morning, we're going to be sharing with you the real secret. I showed up in that joint and it was worship. I don't mean like no, y'all. There was a praise and worship team. There were prayer warriors. Omar El Takori actually preached a sermon because Omar is an actual pastor at a church in Las Vegas. Sean Cannell is I don't think he's currently, but he was a youth pastor. He was a youth pastor. People showed up, were shocked like me, but stayed. They stayed. Because they were like, what in the world? If this is the real secret, maybe I'm missing out. If this is the real secret, maybe I'm missing out. Donna Green Goodman says, Christian content creators living the principles of heaven as you navigate the space God has called you to. I love that one, Donna. People showed up for the bonus, recognized it was worship, and stayed. So, are they content creators? Are they Christian content creators? Or no? Because it's not in their content. So is the only definition of a Christian content creator one who makes content that is Christian? I would submit, family, that when you seek to serve, when your content answers a practical question in a way that is vulnerable, that people can resonate with, that they can see themselves in because it is consistent, you show up every day, or whatever your frequency is. This is the Christian content creator, and I do sports podcasts. There you go. Quant59, thank you so much. I believe that there are many ways to be a Christian content creator. And I think that there are those. I have a very good friend. His name is Justin Koo. He is a Christian content creator by every definition in the book. But he's very overt. He's very upfront. His approach is very different from mine. But I have a live stream, live video content creator channel here on YouTube. And once a week on Friday nights, I have a discussion that, generally speaking, is faith-based, even though it's a lot of laughter, a lot of hilarious stuff happens in there. And I cannot tell you how many people have messaged me because they found, like one guy even put it in a comment on my YouTube channel saying, I came for the overlays in Canva. I stayed for the StreamYard tutorials, but I am a lifelong fan because of the virtual cafe on Friday nights. I think there's a model here that we could use. I'm not saying it's for everybody, but I think there's space underneath the umbrella of Christian content creation for all of us in whatever way God has instilled in you to share, to be able to be successful. Quan59 says, I've been waiting 3 years for you to bring me on one of your 5 weekly shows. Oh my word. Listen, Quan59, let me put it on my calendar right now. I take full blame for this. Quan59 is a ridiculous content creator. I love his channel. I love his graphics. I love everything that he's doing over there. Always top shelf stuff. So, and I definitely want to make sure I get you on, but man, these guys just always find a way to come through, don't they? They always find a way. I don't know how they do it. These comments, don't know how they do it. I actually set up some things in the comment section to block out all the nonsense. But this is what I want to say. This is par for the course because of what we're talking about tonight. I knew that something was going to come to disrupt, and that is these random, comments from. I've blocked them now, but we'll see what ends up happening. All right, let me just roll back a little bit here to see if I can't find one or two. I believe someone once said that Jesus solved a person's problems before asking them to follow him. We should do the same, Daryl Palmes. Sasha says, I think it is, because in this day and age, we have to be wise about our approach in certain situations. I totally agree. JJSS Tech, this is the final comment here, says, comes down to the question, what are we doing it for? For money or to bring people closer to Christ? I'm gonna be honest with you. Non-Christian content creators have told me point blank, if you're in this for the fame or the money, get out. Because that's not a strong enough why to have you endure the grind. But if you seek to serve, I'm talking about non-Christian content creators. If you're in this, you are seeking to serve your audience, you'll be successful. I just thought that was absolutely amazing and powerful. We're back at the beginning. Christian content creators, how does it work? And this is my final slide. Nardia Eigner says, I think the question you answer is birthed out of your own struggle and a passion for people. I think you're absolutely correct, Nardia, in that the passion for people comes from a desire to see them skip or get out of the place that you once were. I mean, listen, you can't run an Alcoholics Anonymous chapter unless you're an AA member, meaning you have the struggle. Here's another one. God did not send angels to spread the gospel of Jesus, to spread the good news of salvation. He used fallen human beings like me and you to speak to fallen human beings about the gospel of Jesus. There's something about having skin in the game. There's something about, it's a part of my lived experience, and because I experienced it myself, I want to make sure you experience it too. And that, my friends, is kind of where I want to land here for today. I want to make sure we ask ourselves those questions. What is your platform? Because to be clear, we all have a platform. We all have a platform. So what is your platform? And once you identify what that platform is, begin to ask yourself the question, what makes it all work? What has God placed on your heart to do? What is your platform? What has God placed on your heart to do? And then that final question is, the final takeaway, I should say, is, let me put it on screen actually. Is there a skill you can teach? What is your platform? What has God placed on your heart to do? Is there a skill you can teach? And by skill, I simply mean, is there something, a process that you've gone through, an experience that you've had, something that you can help people gain victory in using your platform, understanding what God has placed on your heart to be able to teach people the ways of righteousness? I believe that's what content creation is. Many times our self-limiting beliefs hinder our launch. So good. So good. Fam, listen, I that's it for me today. I've literally gone way over. I was supposed to be done in a half hour so that I could get over to Amazon and finish up what I was doing over there. But let me just pause here to see if there are any further questions, comments, submissions. I'd love that, Nordia, you're with us tonight. Thank you so much for your comments. You have to have some skin in the game. Everything we experience has been set in motion so that we have a story to share with others, the impact Jesus has had on our lives. Anthony, I could not agree with you more. Donna Green Goodman says, thanks, Kirk. Always a blessing. Nordia says, thank you. Good stuff. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I'm just going to put a couple of these on screen for people to see in the replay. And then, of course, Anthony's comment here as well. But you guys, listen, 28 of you guys on the live. The question that we were tackling today, and of course, I have my digital card there if anybody wants to hit me up. This is what I put at the end of every presentation. It's almost like a placeholder to let people know that I'm done. But the question that we're tackling today is Christian content creators. How does it work? Is there a difference between a content creator that creates content that's Christian in topic and subject and in focus area? Or is it that the person themselves being Christian makes them a Christian content creator, even if their content is not Christian? And then we also shared that sometimes the part that comes into play in making the person a Christian content creator is everything that leads up to pressing the record button, everything that leads up to going live, everything that leads up to creating the content. Because there's such a process that God has to take us all through in order to make that a reality as well. Digital card of Andrew Francis. Digital card. Don't be afraid to share your story. Daryl Palmer says, yeah. Love you, brother. This was impactful, perfect timing and eye-opening. Amen. Anthony, listen, we talked last week and game recognized game, iron sharpens iron, heart recognized heart. I know that you have a heart for this ministry, man. And I know that you're going to do some things that are absolutely blow the doors wide open for others to be able to see the goodness of God. And so with that said, y'all, I am done. I'm going to get out of your way. Literally 7:59. I'm going to go ahead and land the plane. Let me see here. Share it with the camera if you won't share it in person. Come on. Daryl Palmes is coming through with gems tonight. Daryl, like I said, Daryl, I don't usually see you on here, and I like it. I hope that you come more often, man. G. Albert says, ever so often, one must have to prioritize learning options to upgrade your ministry's input/content. Thanks for extending and staying with us. Hey, this is what this space is all about. And I've often been asked, what do you have for the Christian? I do have a course. Let me go back to my digital card since Andrew Francis asked about it. I do have this course called Content Creation for Ministry. Content Creation for Ministry. And I go through some of the steps of not exactly what we went through tonight. In fact, completely different. What we talked about tonight was tackling the idea of what a content creator is, a Christian content creator is, and how is it different and what makes them successful. And we asked those questions of those three creators that we looked at, Sadie Robinson, The Chosen, and then of course Sean Cannell and Think Media. But in the course, we really dive deep on here are the principles and practices. Here's what you need to grapple with in order to be successful. And I wanted to make sure that we share that with you guys. Daryl Palmer says, I'm here, bro. Let me turn my notifications on. Please do. Hey, and do this, Daryl. Make sure you come on over to YouTube and turn the notifications on there, because I actually do. Tonight was a special case because of the content area. I wanted to stream on my own personal Facebook page, but I don't always do that. So I want to make sure you guys are either following on How It All Works on Facebook or on YouTube, youtube.com/KirkRNugent. Everything is in the digital. Oh, pointing the wrong way. Everything is in the digital business card right next to me. All of the different platforms, but you definitely want to be following on YouTube. That's my primary. And with that said, fam, I'm going to go ahead and close it down. I just want to say a word of thanks and appreciation to all of you for your time, your attention, for your energy, for coming through and sharing in all the different things that we were able to do tonight. I hope they got that great course. Darius O'Kane says great course. Oh, Daryl Palmer says done. Thank you so much. G. Albert, one to remember. Blessing to you and the family. Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. I love to see the comments and love to see the interaction of the community. Bryant Taylor, this is my guy. Sasha Shea says, thanks, Kirk. Good night, everybody. Everybody, listen, thank you guys for your time and attention. I hope that somewhere in the video, in the course of our dialogue today, you were able to kind of put those pieces together. You're able to have that aha moment, that you're able to basically see how it all works. And we'll see you, family, in the next video. Later. Squad, you know what to do. Watch another video, man. Don't just look at them. Watch another video, y'all. Love y'all, man. Make it a great one.